Hi there, Stuart Harrington here again with video number 2 of Module 1. This is the video where you get to practice the content and the skills that we learned in the first video of this module. As you work through these problems, I want you to use the following strategy. When the problem is presented, I would like for you to pause the video on your screen. And when you pause the video, copy the problem down onto your scratch paper, work the problem out, and then hit play again to see how your work compares to what I do on the screen. Now, if you just hit play and go all the way through it, I promise you this will not benefit you at all. All right? When you learn mathematics, you learn to be a good mathematician by using the same strategies that you use to become a good athlete, to become a good musician, to become a good craftsman. Anything, if you're an artist, the way you become good at those things and those activities in life is by practicing them. You cannot just watch a video about how to play the trumpet and then immediately start playing the trumpet very well. It just doesn't work like that. You can make a lot of weird noises and such, but you have to practice the skills. Mathematics is the same way. And you may say, well, I don't want to be a good mathematician. I get it, okay? And I'm not trying to make everybody a good mathematician. I'm not even trying to make you like mathematics. But what I am trying to get you to be able to do is to be proficient at those mathematical skills so that you can take your tests, you can take your end of course tests, you can take your graduation tests. If you want to go to college, you can take an SAT or a PSAT and do well on any kinds of those exams. If you want to be a welder, you got to take a test to be a licensed welder, and it's got math on it. Okay? If you want to be an HVAC technician, which means you work on air conditioners or heating systems, you got to take a math test to do that. If you want to be an electrician, you got to take a math test to be an electrician. So anything just about these days has a component of mathematics to it. We don't have to like the math, but we got to be good at it. All right? So the way you become proficient at mathematics, again, do the work. So again, I encourage you, when you see the problem, hit the pause button, do the work, then hit play again and see how you did. So without any further conversation, let's get started on this. Remember that our objectives for this session were identifying like terms, combining like terms by adding and subtracting the coefficients, and then knowing how to add a polynomial, that's with a plus sign in front of it, and how to subtract a polynomial. Those are the ones that had minus signs in front of the parentheses. Okay? So, first question is going to be this. Circle or identify, however you want to do it on your piece of paper, identify and circle the terms that are alike out of these 6 terms right here. Press the pause button, do the work, and then hit resume. Welcome back. What should have happened is you should have looked at these and realized that 5a and negative 2a are like terms. 7 and 16 are like terms. 3x and 4x squared are not like terms. They both have an x, but the exponent is different. So keep in mind that for terms to be alike, they have to be the same variable and the same exponent pattern. All right, let's carry on. Let's go on to the next problem where we're actually going to combine some terms together. This is a polynomial. It has 4 terms in it. Press the pause button and combine the like terms. Welcome back. If I'm identifying the like terms here, I've got 4b and I've got 8b that are going to be alike, and I will combine those. I have a minus 7 or a negative 7 and a positive 4 that will combine. So we're going to put these in order with the b term coming first. Positive 4b, negative 8b, that's going to be a negative 4b total. Negative 7 and positive 4 is negative 3, so the minus 3 would be your final answer on that. Hope you did well on that. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next problem. Hit the pause button, do your work, and then hit resume. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. Identifying the common terms. I've got a 5c squared and a plus 3c squared. I have a plus 3c and I have a plus 9 or a minus 9. So let's put them together. I'm going to get a 5c squared plus 3c squared. That's going to give me 8c squared. 3c, nothing to move with it. It's just 3c. Nothing to combine with the minus 9, so it's just minus 9. Now what order do we put them in? We put them in order by descending exponent. Highest exponent goes first. So the 8c squared will be first in our answer, plus 3c, and then minus 9. Let's move on to question number 3. Hit the pause button. Now welcome back. Let's see how you did on this one. Looking for the common terms. This one's a little confusing with all these D's and E's, okay? But remember, common term means it must have a same variable and same exponent pattern. That's what common terms do, or like terms, and I can put those together. So I've got a DE squared right here. I've got a DE in the next slot, but that is not like the DE squared. But here's another DE squared right here, and then I have no more of them. Now what about just these DE friends? Okay, DE, I've got negative 6 right there, plus 9 right there, so those are like terms. And then this plus 3, there are no other constants. It's going to be by itself. And we're going to do this by order of descending exponents, so let's see which one's going to go first. Hopefully you put the DE squared first. We had a positive 3 right here and a positive 4 right here. Combining that is going to be 7 DE squared. And then come the DEs. Negative 6 right here, positive 9 right here. Negative 6 and positive 9 are a positive 3 DE. And then we just have the plus 3, the constant. That'll be your final answer after you have combined all the like terms. So let's go on to the next problem. All right, this one we have some parentheses in them. So think back, what are we supposed to do with parentheses? Think back, check your notes if you took any. Hit the pause button and see how you do. All right, welcome back. Let's see how you did. You've got, remember, a positive sign or no sign in front of the parentheses means we can simply erase the parentheses. So on this particular problem, I can simply take this parentheses and it's gone. And I can take this parentheses and it's gone. And I just need to now identify my like terms. My like terms, what do I have? I've got a positive 4 right there and a negative 6 right there. Those are like terms. Anything else? Yep, we got a positive 3x right here and a positive 4x right there. So putting these in a final answered form, remember the x terms got to go first. So 3x and 4x make 7x, and then we're going to have positive 4 and negative 6. That's a negative 2. So we're going to write it like that, and when we read the answer, it says 7x minus 2. Hope you got that one correct. Now, let's move on to the next problem. More parentheses. This one's a little different than the one we just did. Check your keys, make sure that you do the right thing with that negative sign that you see in front of that second parentheses. Hit the pause button. Go. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. The first parentheses set has no term in front of it, so I can simply erase the parentheses. Now, since this one has a minus sign in front of this parentheses, remember I've got to rewrite, I have to distribute this negative 1 into this parentheses before I can remove those parentheses. So I'm going to go back here to this first one and I'm just going to rewrite that guy. All right, and we're going to have 6x squared minus 5x plus 5. Now what are we going to get from the second part? Negative 1 times the 2x squared. That's going to be minus 2x squared. And then this negative 1 times the 5x. That's going to be a minus 5x. And then we're going to take negative 1 times negative 4. That's going to be a positive 4. So if you're struggling with your multiplication of integers, yeah, you got to work on that. You got to work on that. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's combine our like terms. Well, let's identify them first. What are the like terms? Well, I've got a 6x squared there and a minus 2x squared there. We've got a negative 5x there and a negative 5x there. And then we've got this positive 5 constant and a positive 4 constant right there. So let's put those things together. We're going to have 6x squared, negative 2x squared. That combines into 4x squared. We're going to have negative 5x and another negative 5x. Negative 5 combined with a second negative 5 is now going to be negative 10. Negative 10x. And then the positive 5 and the positive 4, that's going to be a positive 9. There's your final answer. Hope you did well on that one. All right, let's throw another one your way and see how you do. This one's got negatives and positives again. Treat them carefully, hit the pause button, and see how you do. Let's see how you did. We've got this negative sign in front of the first set of parentheses. So we're going to have to distribute here to get this one to work. And so we're going to take this negative 1 times the 7x squared. That's going to give me negative 7x squared. And we're going to take negative 1 times negative 6x. And that's going to be positive 6x now. And then we're going to take negative 1 times negative 2. And that's going to, or I'm sorry, negative 1 times positive 2. I'm getting ahead of myself again. All right. Negative 1 times positive 2 is a negative 2. So there's the distribution of the negative sign into the parentheses, and we take the parentheses away now. We can do that. The second set of parentheses has a plus sign in front of them. Okay, so with the plus sign, remember, I don't need to do anything. I can just erase my parentheses. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewrite because I don't want to get too confused with anything here. I'm going to have a plus 4x squared. How do you know it's plus 4x, Mr. Harrington? Well, it's a plus 4x because there's no symbol out here. Or you can look at this one out here and realize that it applies to it. Okay, so if there's no negative in front of it, then it's got to be positive. It's kind of a snarky sounding answer, but that's the way it is. Okay, all right. So we've got a plus 4x squared, and then we're going to have a plus 4x, and then we're going to have a minus 7. Now we're ready to identify our like terms. I have a negative 7x squared plus 4x squared. I've got a plus 6x. I have a plus 4x. And I have a negative 2 with a negative 7. So we're going to put all those together. We're going to put them in the right order. The x squared terms are going to go first. Negative 7 and a positive 4, that's a negative 3 x squareds. Positive 6x, positive 4x, that's going to be positive 10x. And then negative 2 and negative 7, that's going to be negative 9. And that will be your final answer there. Look at this one here. This will be our last one. Hit the pause button and see how you handle this one. We've been very good at working problems with negative signs outside the parentheses. But if you go back and look at this one, there's no sign in front of the first one, so we can just erase that bracket, that parentheses, it's gone. And the second parentheses, it's got a lot of negatives inside. Look at there. But that doesn't mean anything. We only look outside, and it's a plus again out there. So I can get rid of this guy here and this guy here. And remember, I can just simply ignore this plus sign there. So what have we got in terms of like terms? Well, we've got 5x there, negative 3x right there. Positive 5 and negative 3x going to be combined. And then we've got this negative 4 and we've got a negative 2 to put together. So let's generate the answer. Combining 5x and negative 3x, that's going to be 2x positive. Negative 4 combined with negative 2 is going to be negative 6. So we'll put minus 6. And there's your answer for that guy. So that's all the practice problems. Now, if you did not do well on these problems, here's some things. You can go back and you can take a look at video number 1. You can take a look at video number 1 and just sort of watch that again. Okay, watch it intently, watch it closely, thinking all the time. If you just watch it and things are going on around you, yeah, you're probably not going to pick up very much on it. But watch it with your mind, not just with your eyes. The other thing you can do is you can take a look at one of the optional assignments for this module, which is some practice with integer operations. Remember, I've said a few times, you've got to be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers well. Okay? Because I don't have you in front of me, I don't know if the reason you're not doing well on these problems is because you don't know how to combine like terms, you don't understand any of that, or you understand that, but you're getting the wrong answer because you're adding or multiplying incorrectly. All right? It could be one or both of those reasons. And if I had you in front of me, I could tell in about 10 seconds what your issue is. All right? And I could say, do this or do that. So if you think, yeah, I kind of got the process down, but I keep getting the wrong answers, okay, well, then that's probably an addition, subtraction, multiplication issue. If you can add and subtract well and you get those answers right all the time, then it's probably the process, okay? If it's the process thing, go back and watch the video. If it's addition and subtraction, take a look at that optional worksheet and kind of practice with that. You can also get online and find lots of practice things, flashcards, any type of way to get good at adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Okay? Now, if you are good, if you are set, you understand what's happening and you're ready to take the little assessment, then proceed on to that. There's only going to be 7 questions on it. You have to get 5 of them right, and none of them look any different than what we have just worked on here just now. All right? I do not give you an assessment that has all these hard problems on it after we've been working these. So if you get these problems in this video, you're going to be fine on the assessment. Once that's done, you're ready for Module 2. And that's where we'll see you next time. All right? See you later.